Woohoo! We are back. We are back, everybody. How are you doing? So, I need another tripod. Today we are going to put the score reels back together. I got them cleaned up as good as I could yesterday. I stated before, Gottlieb ones, they're hard to clean because the way they put the ink on, the numbers, they're more fragile than, let's say, regular Williams score reels. We're going to be working them out right here. Hopefully that'll be a good view. Where's my chair? Alright, what will we need? I will need this. And hopefully nothing else. Alright, let's there we go. Got a couple people watching. So, hello, good afternoon. I did go through all this. Got these all cleaned up in ultrasonic cleaner. I'll probably put those there. This stuff yesterday I cleaned as I went. Maybe stick that stuff there. I guess let's start with the farthest reel and work our way backwards. Alright. Let's get back at this. I'm going to need what? 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. That we can flip back. This I gotta put together the right way, which is always fun. Because like I said, Gottlieb made these not for people who have fun putting them back together. This will go like this first. This will go down here like that. I gotta put this compression spring back on a coil, which goes there. The plunge has got to go through both of them and on there. And if I play my cards right, boom, Bob's your uncle. And this has to fit. I already got it wrong. Alright, let's start over. Let's get this out of my way. Get that all the way out of my way. Get this out of my way. There. Let's put it right there. Which is not right. Let's take this. Put this right here. Is that right? I should have took a picture of this one. Because this one, these are all exactly the same. I may have to grab one of my reel sets and see how the switch went on there. They're not different. fun. Because that can't even go like that. What is that switch there for? That's gotta go in the middle. Okay. Let's leave this one over here. And we'll work on one that has one single switch on it. At first, let's see how scattered-brained I am on this. We'll see how one properly operates, and then we'll see how it should operate. Okay, that does float like that. So that's got to float between both of them. There. So that does float between them. Okay. So I was right. I was right the whole time. Putting these together. There. All right. This has to be like that to make that switch go. So this had to be between both of those switches. I see now. I want to get all these screws in first, just to make sure I got this coil set properly. Which is a pain. What's good about these is the coil just sits in a certain way. You can't like make it tighter or looser. It's just the way Gottlieb has it set. There's very little play with these screws. There's no adjustment, it just locks on. That's all good. So now flip it around, get this back done right. There. Alright. Let's look at my phone. I don't do Gottlieb enough to remember exactly how these went. We gotta turn that on. I do know this goes in there with a spring, and I believe this goes like that, like that. And this can only go one way. It's got to allow this to turn. Yeah, see? Like that. I will show you in a second what I mean. I forgot about these too. They got that spring on there. Alright, that's good. I'm going to put this spring on first. There we go. Well, this goes up on top. Photos. This, I remember, can only go on one way. I think I just got it the right way to begin with. Where's my goggles? I will have to show you on these reels. Did I get that right away? Yes, I did. Bada bing, bada boom. And I did get it right. However, I got to put a little grease on there, so this is just all going to move anyways. Alright, I'm going to try to show you this. I don't know how good this is going to come out. Let me put on manual focus. Alright. Let me try to... There. Right here, you'll see it's got that little divot in the gear right there. See how it's got that on just on this top one? That will perfectly fit onto the reel. See how the reel has this? It only has it in one spot. It doesn't have it on any other spot. That's my daughter. Hold on. Don't know why she's calling me. Yeah. What? I'm streaming live right now. What do you need? Bye. Alright. She just was telling me that she was coming home. She usually likes to talk on the way home. Alright. She probably couldn't get a hold of my wife. Alright. Since that's got that top there, remember I just showed you the divot that's on this? That is what locates this. Like that. See how now you can actually see a little bit of white right there? That's what locks this gear, well, allows this plate to know where it is in the spectrum, where it's located on that disc. It's kind of a genius thing. It's kind of not. But anyways, alright, I gotta put a little grease on this plate. Just wanted to show you that. There's a little method to the madness on Gottlieb. It's always kind of justified what they do, Whether I like it or not, I understand why they do it. Like I said, I may not like it. Let's do this one right away too. Get them both done. So when I do put it together, I don't have to stop again. Just greasing these up and then wiping the grease off. Alright, there we go. That's it. There's only 2 of those. The 10s and 1000s gets one. Alright. Yeah. Oh, we'll put you back on manual autofocus. There. My bad. So, like I just showed, I just greased this. And then I wiped it off like I do with everything. I do that too. That goes like that. Now this, the wheel can set down any way you want to set it down. I like to put a little screwdriver underneath there and just hold it. I'll put this on top. There. Now if I click this, it will snap around perfectly, which is what we wanted. I don't know if there was any, I don't believe there was any washers in that area. I do want to separate everything. It'll make it a little easier for me. I believe these 2 are the only ones that had the big washers. And I will show you what I mean. Alright, yep, that's it. The big washer is right here. It goes on the top. And that's on the non-plate reels. To make up the difference of the thickness of this. I will show you. There. Now we got 2 screws here. Hold this down. See, I understand why they do all this on Gottlieb. Doesn't mean I have to like it. But I understand why they designed them this way. It's really super overcomplicated. There. Now we got a assembled reel. I forgot. You gotta do that snap. Otherwise you do get a binding. Because they don't fire smooth. Alright. Now I will show you on a reel that doesn't have the, what do you call it on it? Let's get this one put back together though. Just to get it out of here. That got the ring and everything on it? Yeah. I have to put that back like that. That goes there. There. So that's got to go between it. Yeah. So I knew I was on to something. Okay, see, I don't do these Gottliebs enough to remember exactly how they're set up. Not like Williams and Bally. I know them kind of like the back of my hand. Gottlieb did a different couple, I think a couple different styles of these. I can't remember. Mini Pool had the cool wheels on them, where they were kind of like flat faced. The Decagon flat faced. They weren't. The score wheels weren't circle. They were I don't know, but where each number is here, that was flat. So this wasn't round, it was flat faced on all those. It actually was really cool looking on how it was set up. Alright. Sorry, we're kind of out of frame here. But since this is a thousands reel, it's way over there. I'm gonna get one of these down in here. This, I don't know how good you can see it. I'll put it on an angle there. That sets in it like that. So it just runs in that rail. So it doesn't bounce around and hop around or whatever. You can kind of see it here better. Let's manual focus that again. There. See how it sets in like that? When I take it out, how it's like that. That's designed so it only locks down in one way. It is forced to ride in this groove and keep everything centered. Like I said, genius, but kind of weirdly overbuilt. Again, like I said, Gottlieb hated people working on their machines and wanted to overbuild them. I always call Gottlieb the Ferrari of pinball machines. They work so damn good when they work, and when they don't work, they don't work. They work so damn bad. I forgot to look at those switches to make sure they were doing their thing. Alright. Let's get that again. Alright. And we forgot this again. Well, not again, but we didn't forget it. We almost did. We'll set back down right there. That will lock it down. That will lock it down. Springy. We'll lock that down. E-clip. Right here. We'll lock that down, and then I give them a little spin with the screwdriver. They are set. Screw here. I forgot to verify in the reel if the switches are opening and closing correctly. So we will do that too. I'm going to have to show you how that works too, because they don't have the same type system like a Williams does. Yeah, I love those score reels. Those are my favorite Gottlieb ones. Borg Dog. I just think they are just so cool how they're flat like that. Rare and flat. They're just about as rare as these, as the digital ones. All right. How these change the switch. This right here, I don't know how good you can see it, but it's shaped. There we go. We got a lobe right there. Let me see if I can get a good autofocus in on it close. There we go. Now you can see it a little bit better. This whole ring here is like a cam, like on a car. It's hard to show it this way, but when I turn it, you can see that the lump is right here. And how it's got the dip right here. It's got a dip, and then it goes up. That is how this makes that work, and I'm going to have to show you on the score reel exactly how it does it. Closed, closed. Oh, okay. Middle's closed. Top's closed, middle's closed. Bottom's closed, top's open, middle's open, middle's closed. Perfect. They're just odd. Like I said, I understand why they do it, but Gottlieb is not my favorite for these, because this is like military built to me. I'll show you the switches if I can. I don't think I can get in. Anyways, here's the switches. I think it's 1 through 8. The middle stack is closed. 9, the middle stack and the top stack closes. 0, the top stack, middle stack open, and bottom closes. Okay. We are closed on 9, which is right there. The top stack and middle stack are closed. 0, top stack, middle stack open, bottom's closed, middle stack closed, everything else open. Okay, I will now show you exactly how that works with this one. This right here, now I can move the camera back to where it's more comfortable. Right here. This right here moves that switch. See how you can see it moving? And that is moved by the cam on this. This cam rides around in a circle and makes the switch do certain things. It does that. Genius. But we're not making pinball machines for the military. You know, like I said, these things were made like Ferraris. But they don't have to be. Oh, we only need 3, 4. That's right. Alright, this will go here. Like that. Take a plunger, stick a plunger in there, take the compression spring, put it there, slide this over the plunger, and get it to set in there. Now we'll put our screws on it. And I did figure out what was wrong with blast off. I don't know if you were here, Borg Dog, for that conversation, but blast off has these digits. Let me see if I can see them. Where are we? Right here. These right here and here. These, you got this rocket chip there. They do alternate. These and then these do alternate when you get to a certain thing. They were not alternating. What I found out is this coil right here. This coil is bad. As you can see, it's disconnected. It's just ohm reads at 0. I can leave it connected. It doesn't do anything. But the power for the other two relays that are on the relay board are called number 1 and number 2 relays. I actually uploaded the schematic for blast off on the pinball database. So you can actually look at the exact same schematic that I have for this machine. Anyways, there's a relay 1 and 2, which when one is closed, the lights do a certain thing, and then when they're both closed, they both do a different thing, and then when the other one opens, the lights do another thing. So it's between them off, on, off, off. They go, they flicker the lights when you hit different switches. But those get powered when this is closed. So when you get blast off, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, this will close and give power to those coils. And then when you start hitting pop bumpers and stuff like that, those will activate those coils and make them fire. And since that was burned out, they were not doing their job. And it was blowing my mind. As you know, when you got a problem with your EM, when you can't figure it out, it just blows your mind and you don't know what to do. I went and asked for help because, it was driving me nuts. But the thing is, I went through all the coils and I swore that one was good. I swear it ohmed correctly. However, it could have burned out because the machine was on high tap. It could have burned out after I put it back together. I know the coil, it has gotten hot in the past. You can tell by looking at it. But I could have swore it did ohm correctly because I did order a crap load of coils for that machine. I think I ordered 5 or 6 or 4 or 5, something like that. But anyways, it did ohm correctly in the beginning. I believe it did. I'm believing I believe it did. So anyways, now I gotta order another one, which isn't too bad. I needed to get some extra stuff for this game, so it's not too bad, I guess. There. Dummy. Gotta put the spring on. So yeah, I woke up this morning and that was in my head. So when people say sleep on it, you literally should sleep on it. So I have figured out things like that before with EMs, where I literally went to bed and then woke up in the morning with a fresh, clean brain and have figured out the problem. And that's exactly what was popped in my head this morning. Cool. My daughter must be home. Alright, now with this part, remember I said we had the bigger washers? that is because we don't have nothing going across the top here. So we had a big washer, we had the spring clip, and then we had the E-clip. Because this rod here is still the exact same length for every reel stack, and it just makes sense to use a washer with it to compensate for the difference in height without that plate. So there. And then the picture is right here. The original plate with the board, it just used the spring washer and the E-clip. And these ones didn't. I didn't take a picture of it. But I remember 2 of them didn't. So since this one just had a spring and a washer, this one had to be like that. So now we get her a little snap here. There should be 4 screws. I gotta put a couple in here, yeah. Why do I feel like I'm missing 1 screw? Maybe hopefully I put 2 screws in that one. I don't think I did. Oh, there's one right here. Dummy. Now I gotta just tighten these up and verify that stack is working. So I finally caught up on all the Indiana Jones movies except for the brand new one. I watched the Crystal Skull one the other day. I have to say, man, that movie was bad. I didn't think it was as bad as it was. It was, we know Indiana Jones movies are unrealistic, you know, they're to be entertainment, but it was just a little bit, you know, reaching out there. But Shia LaBeouf, horrible actor for that movie. Open, close, closed, closed, open, open, I believe. Yeah, these are a lot harder to tune. Because a couple of them are connected. This on 0. They are touching. I guess they're touching enough. Yeah, I am not messing with them because, like I've said before, Gottlieb's fine-tuning, if they're working, leave them, because the way the leaves are on these things are just so featherly thin. I don't like messing with them. I'd rather just leave them be. They were working, so we're going to leave them. Do what they did. Bad Leroy Brown. Baddest man in the whole damn town. There we come on. There's always gotta be one. There we go. Ta-da, I gotcha. I won. I am victorious. I drove my Cobra for the first time today, this year. Well, besides out of the garage. The other time I drove it was just out of the garage. But I actually took it out for a long ride today. I put fresh gas in it, 5 gallons of fresh gas in it, because I don't know how I'm going to even burn that up. But I'm going to try. I don't drive my car that much. That's another reason why I want to get rid of it. It's not that I don't love the car. I love driving that Cobra. It's a 2003 Mustang Cobra. Codename Terminator, so you can actually look up Terminator Cobra or Mustang Terminator. It's a factory supercharged 4.6 liter. They say it put out 390 horsepower, but a lot of people dynoed them and said that they did more than that. Mine has an upgraded supercharger on it. It's the factory supercharger, but it's been ported and polished. And then fuel system's been upgraded on my car. So I'm putting out 500 horsepower at the wheels. So, but anyways, I don't drive it that much due to the insurance I have on the car. I have agreed value insurance, and I just don't get to drive it much because of that. It's not that the insurance sucks, it's just I just don't drive it too much. But anyways, we're done with that. Yeah, I took her out and put fresh gas in it. Got a car wash. Went and got some Freon and filled it up with Freon in the parking lot of Advance Auto. And what else? Then I drove and I bought the Cannonball Run, and I watched that movie, and it sucked. I thought it was a good movie, it sucked. And then I decided I better come down here and finish this. Alright, 3 we're on. Let me get my goggles. And they're doing what they need to do. And with that, square wheels are done and rebuilt. I am not going to go through these relays with you guys because they are a pain in the ass to go through, literally. I'll be doing colorful words and stuff while going through them, but we can go through these Jones plugs together. I will show you what I do with them. These are nice. So Jones plugs. Let me get my buzzer 2.0. We will unplug. Blast off. Bring it over here. I gotta go get readers that match my bifocals and just wear them for pinball. Alright, I'm going to show you how I clean these. It's pretty easy. I'm just going to do this. These are so oxidized. You can see that powder coming off of them. This is just another method I started doing. So to make sure I got down to the bottom on them. I know you can't see the top one good. Alright, we got those. Now I need to get my little, right here. Now I'm just going to take them, now all these little connections here, I'm just going to squeeze them tight. I try to do them evenly. I don't know how good you can see that, but try to get them evenly so they're both pinched. It is hard to do sometimes because one side usually moves more than the other. Same with these. This is like super concentration work. There. Let's look at the crappy solder job on them. Yeah, they look good. This is like one of your first problems here is Jones plugs. Bad Jones plugs. Same thing here. Tighten them all up. Jones plugs can give you some of the worst problems on your machine because everything, you'll go on your machine and everything will be set properly, but stuff still isn't working. Why? Because it's your Jones plug. Because your Jones plugs are corroded or loose, and that will give you problems. When I rebuild this stepper relay here, I will do these other two that are right there. But yeah, all these relays I'm just gonna take apart off camera and go through and clean them. Those are just so hard to do. But it just makes it easier if I do them all off camera, because I'll just unplug them all and take this whole thing and just lay it to the side. But I'm not doing that on camera. No way. These, you just need so much concentration on doing these. They're just like every other relay. You know, you need to make sure that they, since it's a stack, one whole row is going to close and open at the same time. You just got to make sure that is. I should make a video on one of those someday. I think I have some that are not attached. When they're not attached, they're such easy to do. But when they're attached like that, they're a pain in the butt. But this head's almost completely done. I will just have to figure out which one of these, what do you call it? Because I believe that one I just touched together, and it will be on free play. What are we on? We're on 0. So if I take that and go like that, I bend those two, we'll be on free play. So I think I'll just put a jumper on those two right there and call it a day. I'll do that later on. But with that, I think I'm done with the head. What I'll end up doing is I'll end up going through these couple things off thing. Free play on this. I'll show you what to do. On this stack here, when you put a credit on right here, you can see how this moves. Flashlight. See how that moves? And then when we reset it, it goes back and opens. When this is closed, we put a credit on it. It's got one credit on. When that's closed, it lets the machine know it's got money in it. So you either can bend these two so they're closed, but what I like to do is I just like to take a jumper, really odd jumper, especially since this game is rare and, well, it's rare, but it's not as rare. I'm just going to solder a really odd colored wired jumper here to make them connect to each other, because I don't want to alter this game, you know, wirely. Because that you can just unsolder and have it working properly again. I think there was coin mechs on this game. I don't remember. Yeah, they're all there. So yeah, it can take quarters and make it work, but I don't. Why'd you turn off? Oh, because I got unplugged. I don't use coin mechs on my machines. I didn't even know there was a battery in there. I don't use coin mechs on my machines, so it should turn back on now. There. So I rather do just a free play mod on them and then be done. I'll turn this back off. Oh, no, I won't. I'm going to charge it. So with that, I think we are done for today at least. I got my Come and Go t-shirt on from my road trip I did with my wife from Arizona to Wisconsin. So I think I'm going to finish that and then set up my jig again for playfields and then work on travel time. I might do that live tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But I do need to charge this phone. Where are you plugged into? I'm going to plug this into the TV. Because this TV seems to be powered all the time. Every time I plug my phone into the computer, it does weird crap. Okay, it's charging. If I turn it off, nope, it's not charging. Alright, so I'm just going to put this in my pocket and charge it upstairs. Road trip, yeah. It was fun. We drove from Arizona to Wisconsin. We transported my wife's parents' Ford Edge to Wisconsin. They got a condo here, and they live in Arizona. Well, I should say they live here too. Dual residence, but they had a Ford Escape at their condo here, and her dad can't drive anymore, so they are traded in his car, and she bought a really nice Ford Explorer. Didn't want to get rid of her Edge, but didn't want the Escape anymore. So she had originally did a transportation deal where it was going to get shipped here. And we were really slow at work at the time, where I could take free time off without using vacation. I wouldn't get paid for it, but I could take, like weeks off at a time. And I'm like, well, if you want to fly me to Arizona, I'll just drive your vehicle back home, do a road trip. I think that'd be kind of fun. It's like a free vacation. And then my wife ended up taking off some time, so we both went. Both flew to Arizona and drove back to Wisconsin. It took us 3 days. It was awesome. But anyways, I was watching a show called Junkyard Digs, and they went to this gas station in one of these states, and well, just because of the name, I had to get a t-shirt. And when we went past one, I didn't go past it. I drove right into it and got myself a t-shirt. But anyway, so yeah, it was a fun road trip. See anything good on the way? I saw one pinball machine, which was a Stern Elvis, and it was dead in one of the shadiest truck stops I've ever seen. It was dead. We went to the Big Texan Steakhouse, where they have that big 72-ounce steak, and if you eat it, you get it for free. I actually have a video of that on my YouTube channel. We also went and saw the Wizard of Oz Museum that was in Kansas, which was kind of cool. I'm glad I saw it. I'll never go back to it again. It was more like an exhibit of stuff they had collected about the Wizard of Oz. Very little actual real stuff there. I would say it was just more of a collection. Somebody really loved the Wizard of Oz and took their time to collect replicas, some original stuff of the Wizard of Oz. It was cool. I recommend, if you're in that area and you got the time, buzz through it. It's cheap. You can spend all day there. Do it if you can. What else? Stayed at 2 decent hotels and 1 totally crap one. Went to the world's largest truck stop, which is also on my YouTube channel, which is really super cool. Great buffet they had there. Food was superb for a truck stop. And that's it. Went swimming a couple times. The crappiest hotel ever. They had a pool, but they didn't heat it, so the water was like 50 degrees or something like that. So I didn't go swimming. My wife did. I don't know how the hell she did that. But yeah, it was so bad when we went into the hotel. Somebody had took I got one of your plastic, bags, these things, one of these, and wrapped it so tight and so neatly around a smoke detector so they could smoke in their room. Plus, they opened up the window, and they must have been sitting by the window smoking in the non-smoking rooms. So yeah, that was interesting. I made sure to tell the management, and I even gave them a picture. I said, don't even think about charging me for this, because this was here, so I noted that. But that was a Baymont in Des Moines, Iowa. I always say it wrong. My wife yells at me. So that's why I think I always say it wrong. Des Moines, Iowa. crap Baymont. Well, when you get a hotel and it's a long hotel and one half is Motel 6 and the other half is a Baymont, you automatically know it's a shit hotel. Shit buffet. They were only putting out little bits of stuff at a time, and then they would take off and everybody'd hurry up and go eat it, and then some people would be like, oh, there's nothing here, so I'll just eat this crap, and that's what they were counting on. Yeah, garbage. But yeah, I think that's about it. I might as well turn this off. I didn't even know that had a battery in it. There, make that disappear. And I think, yeah, that's about it. So I got a couple of little things to button up on this blast off, which is nice and done. It turned out beautifully. I can turn it on. Let's just tuck this over that way. There's my finger ball. Put the ball over here. It does everything it needs to do, except for that goofy thing with that coil. Oh, we're on tilt. But yeah, it does everything it needs to. This is, like I said, when you get down to 1, now when we get to 1, when you get launch rocket when lit, this should light up here and then open the gate, which it's not doing because that coil is not doing its thing. And then when it does that, when you hit the pop bumpers and stuff, these, and these will start alternating, you know, all around. They like will random do the thing like that. But now, since we got launch rocket, watch the, what do you think? I forgot what, bayonet or something. Which is kind of cool. It's a little novelty. Sony RX100. I think it is. RX100. I can. Where's my phone? I have the actual pictures from it when I bought it yet, with the model number. They're cheap now. These cameras are really cheap now. Sony DSC-RX100M3. Come on. Yeah, you're not going to focus, are you? Where is it? Right there. Yeah, it's not going to focus, but that's it. DSC RX100M3. Yeah, we're not going to. There we go. Why is it? Oh, my phone's upside down. There. That's what I use. Great camera. Jeremy from Pinball Mayhem uses the same camera. But let's get that blast off thing to do its thing again. Okay. I like that thing. It's called a baconette, or it's some fresh bacoette or something like that. Something French. There, we're on game over. I did put a power switch on here, and it's tied into the, what do you call it? So when you hit the left thing, it will light it, but it won't do anything. Because what I did was, you got the kickoff switch, because this didn't have a on-off. It's got a kickoff switch, and when the contacts are closed, it will let, right now, when I flip it, now it would simulate the contacts are closed on the kickoff relay, so now it will do its thing. And then when I flip the switch, it would be like kicking the machine to do the kickoff relay. So what I did is, the contacts for the kickoff relay, I just spread them open, and I soldered 2 leads onto them, and I just ran it to a switch. So when you flip the switch on, it's basically like taking the 2 leaves and almost, keeping them together, even though they're apart, but the switch acts like the leaves now. And that's why when you get this, you can hold it. I don't know if it probably would start a game if you hold it, but so with the switch on, your kickoff switch is normal, and now it turns the game on. He's got little kids, and I said I'd put a switch on it just to make it easier for the kids. Otherwise, every time you want to turn it off, you got to kick the machine, and people just don't think that's normal, kicking a pinball machine to turn it off. So I don't know if you would say hot rodded it, but it's getting hot rodded treatment. And then, okay, cool. And then I figured out how to attach an apron onto the pinball machine with using the correct screws. This is a good one too. These long screws, 2 1/4 inch. You cannot buy these anywhere, nowhere. The correct screws to hold down the pinball apron. The apron, the ones that have the screws to hold them down, you cannot buy these correct screws anywhere. It was missing a couple. So I went back and forth with different screws and whatever. So I figured out this. This is just a regular Phillips machine screw. It's got the exact same head, longer. It's going to drop down through. It's going to go through the play field, and I'm going to nut it on the back. I have to trim these down a little bit. I probably could have got 2 3/4 or something like that. But I wanted to have them long just so I know exactly, because I wanted to get them as flush as I can. So now, where they normally would have screwed into the play field to hold this down, I'm going to drill all the way through the play field and put nuts on the back of them to hold this down. Since it was missing screws and I cannot buy screws anywhere. That's what we're going to do with that. Get the apron down. And that's about that. So tomorrow I'm picking up a Gottlieb Pro Pool, so I might do a video on that. No more pinball machines this year, please. No more. And I think that's about it. So yeah, Board Dog, I hope if you do decide to use those cameras, you can get them cheap. I got one used on eBay, which was I think $200 or $300, and that was back in 2019. And that same model should be dirt cheap now. What's good about these cameras is they were very, very expensive cameras when they were brand new. So you know the people that were buying these were either photographers or people that were really into the hobby. So they weren't just bought by, you know, somebody that wanted a camera. They were not buying these because they were expensive cameras. And what those people do is when the latest and greatest come out, they sell them, and then they just use that a little bit extra money to get a better camera. And that's how I got this one. But then I wanted another one, and I found one that was brand new, old stock, brand new, still in the box, factory, everything. And I think it was $400. So I bought that. So I got one used one and then one brand new one. And these are old, and as you can see, they're doing their job. They're perfect, good cameras. I bought cords because they got HDMI out on them. They got that little mini HDMI out. And as you can see with this one, wherever it is, it's right there. It's got the mini HDMI and then a power cord, and that's how I run them. The top is the power, and this is the HDMI, and that's how I run them. I run them that way. So I've never used the batteries at all. They got the nice little flip monitor that lets you see when it turns on. The monitor will light up. Okay, yeah, it's lit. So yeah, you can see everything in the monitor, my hand and everything. So it lets you can look at it and still see what you're doing, which I like. And then it flips down flat like that, and then, you know, it's just on the back of the camera then. And then it also has the pop-up, however you do it. I never use it. There. So you got the pop-up thing. You can hold it like a regular camera and look through this. And then it also has where is it? So the flash pops up too. I don't remember how that pops up. How does that pop up? Let me look at this camera since I can get behind it. I don't remember how that pops up. Maybe it's got to be down. It probably pops up in camera mode. Yeah, I'm guessing it's got to be in camera mode. Yeah, I forgot to pop up because it doesn't make any sense now. Oh, and I just turned my camera off. I forgot when you close that, it shuts the camera off. There we go. But yeah, it's a great camera. It does a video, all different types of cool things. It does all that stuff. So yeah, I hope you can get one, or a newer one. Even the newer ones, the Mark IVs, Mark V, Mark VIs, they're just even better than this one. The newer ones actually have a mic built into the mic input built in the camera, so you can plug a microphone into it. This one's got an internal mic where it just picks up your voice. But the newer ones actually have a thing where you can plug in a mic and use it that way, so you can have it like on you, or what do you call it, a wireless. You can run it that way too. But yeah, it's a great camera. It's got good zoom, as you can see. It's got great zoom. It's got a whole bunch of cool features. I just use it for streaming. But anyways, I think I'm done. You're done with me. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna work on travel time. That's got to get done. I got a couple things to do on it. Put it back together. Boom, it's gone. So with that, thanks everybody for being here. Cool stuff on the bottom here if you're watching on YouTube after it's not live and after it converts to HD. And with that, thumbs up, please subscribe, take care. Thank you all for being viewers, and I guess that's about it. Later.